Welcome back to Sound HR. I'm Tanya Harland, founder of HR Diagnostics, and today we're talking about growth, the honest version, the one that involves risk, sleepless nights, and real decision making. So what does it take to move from being a solo consultant to leading a consultancy team? And how do you scale without compromising those standards? Well, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Claire Watts, a founder of Ditton HR. Over the last 13 years, Claire has built a team of 4 employees and 7 associates, and is now expanding again with a learning and development and coaching specialist. Claire very kindly piloted HR Diagnostics as part of that journey last year, so we'll be exploring how structured compliance tools can help make scaling smoother and more sustainable. Claire, it's absolutely awesome to have you here today and to learn more about your journey.
Hello, and thanks for having me.
So we're going to be talking first of all about the decision to grow. So take us back to that moment when you knew you couldn't do it on your own anymore. What were the signs that told you it was time to hire rather than simply push harder yourself?
It was probably 5 years into my business. Well, it wasn't a business. It was just me as a freelancer, really. I went into it thinking it was more of sort of a lifestyle choice rather than a business, which I think some people, do go into it for that reason. And basically, I got so busy that I was turning work away regularly or passing it on to other people. And at some point I thought, actually, I could capitalize on this. If I had a bigger team, I could absorb this work and make money out of it and grow my business. So that's the point really where I was turning work away regularly. And I thought, I need to move now to bring in a few more people.
Yeah, what a great place to be, though, to be turning work away. But was growth always a vision for you? It sounds like, actually, like you said, it was more of a lifestyle choice to start with. But then did you get that vision, actually, you know what, I would quite like to have a consultancy business? Or was it that actually it was purely workload demands that forced your hand?
It was the latter, really. It was purely workload demands. And it's only really been over the last, maybe 7-8 years in that I thought, oh, actually, this is kind of like a business that I could actually do something with. Bearing in mind, I started up 13 years ago. And at that point, there wasn't so much support for HR consultants or consultancies that there is now.
Yeah.
So as soon as I sort of tapped into that fantastic supportive network, I realised what other people were doing. I thought, yeah, I could do that. So that was really probably like 6-7 years ago that I thought, actually, this is going to flip into more of a business.
So how did you approach your first hire? Did you use associates to start with, or did you go straight for employing HR consultants?
I actually went down the associate model for several years. So I felt that it was less risky to have associates where I only had to pay them if they did work for me. I didn't feel like I was confident enough to bring on an employee and have enough regular work for them. At one point, I had about 9-10 associates regularly working for me in all different areas. So I did that for 4 or 5 years until I really felt like, I'm quite established. And then about 2 years ago, I took on my first employee, and that was one of my associates changed into an employee. And then 9 months ago, I have now moved most of my associates away and into employee roles, recruiting employees in. So I only have a handful of specialist associates now, and then my core employees are the ones that deliver all the general business.
Oh, wow. So you didn't even go through a recruitment process. You actually, because you had trusted advisors already who you knew, their work and the quality of their work, you were able to kind of move them across from associate.
Not one of them's come across from associate. One is still an associate, and the other 2 were fresh employees I had to go out to recruit for.
Oh, you did?
Because
right.
It's hard. Yeah, it's not always what people want. If they're associates, they're often running their own business or working with other clients. They don't necessarily want to be in an employed role. So I've got a mixture, really.
How did you navigate the shift from solo trusted advisor to then leading a team of consultants? So it's quite a shift in terms of mindset and probably skill set too, I imagine.
Yes, it is. I mean, I speak to a lot of consultants about this, about that whole shift from you being the owner of everything and having all the key relationships to actually delegating to other people. It was kind of forced on me because of personal situation where I had to look after my parents and things like that. So I actually didn't really have a choice. But the main thing is the clients trust you and they trust who you trust. So as long as you do that handover to whoever you're handing that client over to, and you're still in the background monitoring the quality and having that relationship with the client, it doesn't take long before they get used to the new normal, as it were.
Yeah. No, that's great. And what were your biggest concerns in terms of around cash flow and pipeline at that point when it started, in essence, having employees on your books?
Yes, so that was always a concern. Like I said, I tested it out with associates for many years. I mean, a lot of people probably moved quicker than I did. I took one on 2 years ago, one 9 months ago, and then I've this week a new one. So it hasn't been a quick thing. I've been very
Yeah.
cautious,
Yeah.
making sure
Yeah.
there's enough in the pipeline.
Yeah.
But even if there's not enough in the pipeline, you just be confident that you're going to get that
Yes.
work in.
Yes. Yeah.
And if there's not enough client work, they can always develop new products that you can then promote. So it
Yeah.
might be slow at first, but with me, it's quickly they're full up and I'm recruiting another person.
Yeah, which is amazing. It's really good. So as you expanded to a team of 4, how did you protect that quality and compliance standards across your services?
Well, about a year ago, I've introduced loads of different systems. So before then, we didn't have many systems in place. But I think as soon as you expand and have more of a team, you've got to have systems that manage
Yeah.
the quality and the flow of the work. So we introduced a CRM system, which has been life changing. So we've all got everything on the system. So if anyone's off sick or away or in a meeting, we can access all their emails and their notes of all the meetings and everything like that, all the projects, who owns them. So that really has changed how we work and given me more confidence in what everyone's doing and the quality, etc. And also the finance system. For years I was using spreadsheets and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 years ago or something, I introduced a finance system. Again, that's really helped bring
Yeah.
everything in line, but mainly a CRM system, I think, when you're expanding, is essential.
And also, do you think having retained kind of clients is also quite key to, when you are employing, when you do have employees, those regular ongoing reoccurring revenue, is that quite important within your business?
Yes,
Mm,
definitely, because then that covers the salaries, as it were, and then anything on top is sort of extra.
yeah.
So yeah, to have a different selection of clients on different, like some on project, some on pay as you go, some on retainer, works quite well, I think, because then you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. You can manage the peaks and troughs in workload more
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So you very kindly piloted HR Diagnostics. So talking about systems and tools to help you do your job, HR Diagnostics
Mm.
obviously launched in January. You very kindly piloted it during the growth phase. So in terms of the tool, what drew you to give up your time to be part of the beta pilot testing?
So HR audits have always been a really good way into a client, get to understand them, and then the output is basically RAG rated recommendations. It's your way in to support that business over the next year or so. So I've always seen the value in the HR audits.
Yeah.
And up until that point, we've been doing them manually. They've been very tailored. We go in and spend a day with the client, we review all the documents, then we produce like a lengthy report, but it was all done manually.
Mm,
So I was really interested to see how we could streamline that process and also make it more interactive and more appealingly visually to the client and user friendly. So
yeah.
that's what attracted me. And that's exactly what you've produced, is something that's going to cut down the time it takes us to do these audits, probably by a third. The cost then can be less for the client, but we're still offering them, a tailored service because we've surrounded your product with our consultancy. So that's us
Mm,
spending time with them, going through it. And yeah, we're really keen to get a lot more audits done through this process. So
yeah.
we've just signed up and we're just about to start our first one with a client. So I'll
Yeah.
report back on the progress soon.
Yeah, can't wait to get feedback from you as always. It's been invaluable having feedback from yourself and other beta pilotees during that phase, because it's a tool developed by HR for HR consultants, but the important thing is that feedback and continually evolving it and that. So yeah,
Yes.
appreciate it. So going back to growth and versus plans. So what's been the toughest stage of expansion for you so far?
I would say it was 9 months ago when I flipped from using lots of associates into employees, because when you've worked with a lot of associates for a long time, obviously, you've got your own team and I offered them all in-house jobs, but like I said earlier, it doesn't suit everyone. So you're having those sort of difficult conversations with people that have been part of your team for a long time about how you're actually going to change things. And then it's transitioning those clients. So it's recruiting in the employees and transitioning the client from associate to employee. That was quite stressful and quite disruptive internally, hopefully not to the client so much. But after 2 or 3 months, like I said earlier, the clients are used to the new people are embedded. And actually now it's working even more smoothly because they're all on the system, they're all in-house, they're part of the team. And obviously from a finance point of view, as long as you've got enough work, the employees cost a lot less.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Is there anything you'd do differently if you were doing it again?
If I was doing it again, I think my progress has been relatively slow. Like I said earlier, when I started up 13 years ago, there wasn't all this support for us.
Yeah.
Now I see people starting their own consultancy. They know about the CRM. They know about all the different offerings, the HR audit and the Breathe software and the Hireful software and all the support that's out there.
Yeah.
So I think they can hit the ground running and grow much quicker.
Yeah.
So I guess, if I had my time again, it probably would have happened a lot quicker. But for me, that's what it's been, a long journey, a slow journey. But having said that, that's given me the confidence to do what I've done because I was quite cautious about growing too quickly. I didn't want anything too big and bulky and stressful to deal with.
And so in terms of the next 12 to 18 months, what does that look like for Ditton HR?
I think now I've got the core employees in place, systems in place. I want to definitely grow the business, developing new products, simplifying what we offer people as well. Up until now, it's been extremely tailored to what the client needs. I think there's an opportunity to simplify some of it and standardize some of it. Obviously still offering a tailored service and seeing where it takes us. But I can see already more expansion because the person that started this week is already nearly fully full up
capacity. Amazing. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, honestly. I think to grow a business as you have done, even if it has taken, longer than you anticipated, it's still in my mind a success. So what's the one thing that if somebody was a solo HR consultant and they were considering perhaps recruiting their first employee, what would be your piece of advice?
Potentially, and I know quite a few people have done this, is test the water with an associate. Yeah, so you could always do that as a start. It's a low risk. You're only paying them if you're getting the money in kind of situation. You're going to have someone that's quite experienced. So maybe test the water with an associate. Try and get retained clients in so that you've got their salary covered. As soon as their salary is covered, then you can probably go to recruit and just start slowly. Don't rush it too much. See how it goes. It's tempting when you're really busy to get loads of people in. But I would say just take it slow and then build that trust, have the systems in place. And just take the plunge and go for it.
Yeah, amazing. So if any business or consultant wants to connect with you, Claire, and the team at Ditton HR, where's the best place to find you?
If they come onto our website, www.dittonhr.co.uk, they can link in with us, they can arrange a free call, or they can email us.
Claire, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the call today and hearing about your journey and how you've grown Ditton HR. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks. Nice to speak to you, Tanya.